All right, this is my first time starting a mock draft for the channel. I'm going to try and do one every 2 weeks. It'll be mock draft Mondays. I'll record it on a Monday. Today is March 11th. Recording it at 6:54 Pacific Standard Time. There's been a few NFL moves today. I'll highlight them in the draft once we get going here, but let's start it out. I'm going to do all teams. So first pick, it's got to be Caleb Williams, complete prospect if you can get over that kind of diva mentality. Some teams will like it, some teams will hate it. I think he's got a cannon of an arm. He just needs to, place his passes correctly and, play on time. And he'll be the perfect quarterback for the Bears' future. Pick number 2. I'm going to go down. I think the Washington Commanders are going to go with quarterback Jayden Daniels out of LSU. Now, a lot of people say Drake May. I think Jayden Daniels makes the best fit out of Cliff Kingsbury's offense. He's going to be fitting in that air raid style, something he ran at LSU. He needs to learn how to protect himself because he is a little bit skinny, so I know he's going to be taking some big hits in the NFL. Now 3, Patriots. They just traded their QB, so they're obviously going to need the replacement. Drake May, he's the man. His production fell off in college last year due to his teammates, going pro and leaving to elsewhere, transfer portal, everything like that. So you can't really blame the man. He really, has the skills that you need in the NFL. He just needs to find that right system. I think the Patriots could be the perfect play for them. Number 4, Arizona Cardinals. They will need a receiver to help their boy Kyler Murray. He's clearly the franchise quarterback. They just need some weapons. And I think the clear option, Maserati Marv. Absolute beast, son of a Hall of Fame wide receiver. So that's the clear choice there. First player off his position board, but this is a deep wide receiver class. So lots of talent elsewhere on the board. Now number 5, very interesting spot. Jim Harbaugh recently won national championship at Michigan. He's going to be wanting to make sure his boy Justin Herbert can play well there, and get a smooth transition into the league. I think he's going to want to add an offensive weapon here. Malik Neighbors, crazy speed, can be a great outside threat. Aging receiver there with Keenan Allen. I'm not even sure if he's on the team anymore, so going to be a good replacement there. Number 6 leaves us with the New York Giants. Now the New York Giants, they need a QB. Could they reach and get J.J. McCarthy here? I don't think that's the play. I think they need to shore up the offensive line. Get another son of a Hall of Famer, Joe Alt. I think he's going to be a great option on the edge. He'll really protect the blind side and make sure if it's Daniel Jones or anyone else that they got some sort of protection on the edge. So number 7, Tennessee Titans. I think Tennessee Titans need to shore up the edge as well. Probably go with someone SEC ready, they're in the Tennessee area, so they see a lot of ball down there. I think they'll like J.C. Latham out of Alabama. He's got a pretty large frame. He can move to guard in a pinch if they do need some options, whether it's injury or anything like that. So he'll probably need to stay at left tackle though, because he's never played right tackle. That is the one thing. He can move to guard, but he will need to stay at left tackle if he stays out there on the edge. Now, number 8, Atlanta Falcons. They did just sign Kirk Cousins. I think they're going to want to give him another weapon. It's going to be Roma Dunes. Smooth route runner, probably the best hands in the class. He's got great, body control in the air and make sure he gets down and bounds. He's going to be, 2 feet in the NFL, and he does have a knack for finding the soft spot in the zone. Whether they're running, zone coverage, cover 3, cover 4, he can always find openings to, help his quarterback out. Bears back on the clock here. I think they're going to need to shore up the defense. They did just sign Jalen Johnson. I think they're going to give him a partnership with Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. This guy is an absolute athlete. He was playing in the MAC, so he had some weaker competition, but I think that he'll translate well to the NFL. He has a physical play style, and he'll be everything the Bears need to have in the secondary. All right, pick 10. We fall to the New York Jets. I think the Jets need to shore up the offensive line as well, and they're going to turn to tackle Amarius Mims out of Georgia. He absolutely destroyed the combine. He has all the tools necessary for an offensive tackle. The question is, does he have the experience? Starting less than 10 games in college at Georgia, he will need to learn how to play. Now we find ourselves 11th, Minnesota Vikings, just losing Kirk Cousins. They need a quarterback. I think they're the team that makes the stupid move and reaches for J.J. McCarthy. I have no idea why this man is going in the first round of the draft, but here we are. Number 12, Denver Broncos. They just lost Kirk Cousins. Are they going to go with the quarterback? Are they going to go with Bo Nix? No, they're not. I think they will go with the DB, Terrion Arnold. Now, Terrion, he has the awareness and expertise needed to be a great corner in the NFL. I think he'll partner well with PS2. The question with Terrion Arnold is that he can have a stinginess in his game that will lead to an increase in penalties. So it's kind of a trade-off there. You know, he's a grinder, but he will give you a few extra flags on the field. Now, 13, the Raiders, they did just sign their franchise quarterback, and I say franchise quarterback because Gardner Minshew is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, top 10. You heard it here first, top 10. I think they want to shore up the offensive line around Gardner. I think the perfect offensive lineman to fit the Raiders will be Tyrese Fuaga out of Oregon State. He will be the great man to protect the future of Gardner Minshew. Tom Telesco, the new GM, loves big offensive linemen. I think he can move bodies in the run game as well. He has the vision to get to the second level, set the extra block. The Raiders did just lose Josh Jacobs to the Packers, so that's going to be an interesting sight to see who will be the next Raiders running back. But I think that Tyrese Fuaga will be setting some blocks for whoever it is. Now, 14, we're going to go with another offensive lineman for the Saints. I think it's going to be Olu Fashanu. Oh, not tight end. Tackle, there we are. Olu Fashanu. He could have been a top 10 pick in last year's draft. Felt like he could have gone even higher, so he stayed in, and he's actually going to fall to the Saints at 14. He's a good guy. He just has, off-season, deep offensive tackle class this year as well, so plenty of options. But he's going to be a great fit for the Saints for years to come. Now at 15, Colts just lost Gardner Minshew. Are they going to get the new franchise quarterback? AR? No, just kidding. 15, I think that they're going to be going for Dallas Turner. Now, Dallas Turner absolutely ate the combine up. He ran like a 4.46 at the end. Absolute freak. He can kill it in a 2-point stance or 3-point stance. It doesn't matter how he's rushing off the edge. He's going to be a great option. He just needs to probably put a little bit more weight up to assert himself with the larger lineman. But he can be a great fit to the defensive line of the Indianapolis Colts. Now 16, I think it's going to be another defensive end. The Seahawks really had some issues getting to the edge once Uchenna Nwosu fell down with an injury, so I think they're going to go Jared Verse. Jared Verse, the Seahawks probably wanted to get Dallas Turner there, but Jared Verse isn't a bad option either. He doesn't have the tools needed to stand out in the run game as much as Dallas Turner does, but I think he can be a reliable fit for the Seahawks. Now at 17, Jacksonville Jaguars, they did just pick up Gabe Davis, so they don't need a wide receiver. Some people would think they might grab him here, but I think they're going to go with Byron Murphy, the defensive lineman out of Texas. Now, they were shaky at D-tackle last season, so this will be a good fit for the Jags. He's explosive. He's got a great battery, tons of stamina. He can play throughout the game, won't get tired, so I think as long as he can stay healthy, he'll be a good option for the Jags. Now, one of the most undeserving falls of the draft is going to be Brock Bowers at 18. The Bengals need a tight end, so that's a perfect fit. It's just unfortunate that a man of his, skill just plays a tight end position that isn't valued as much as it is draft-wise. So he'll find himself selected at 18, but I think he'll be an excellent all-pro tight end for years to come. Might not be able to be great in the run game, blocking-wise. He's not the biggest, but I think route running, short creation routes, he'll fit in perfect to what Joe Burrow needs. 19, we got the LA Rams. I think the LA Rams, they need to beef up the defense. Perfect option for the secondary is going to be Cooper DeJean. You can play him at corner. You can play him at safety. You can play him at nickel. Play him all over the field. It doesn't matter. He's an all-pro weapon. He's the great white hope. He's the perfect example of Iowa football. I think he'll fit in great. Number 20, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Getting their man, Russell Wilson, for the year. I think they do want to shore up the offensive line to protect him. That's where we're going to go with Troy Fautanu out of Washington. He'll have no problem immediately, fitting into the NFL. He has great size. The big thing is, will he be a tackle or will he be a guard? He's probably going to be best. His explosiveness is very, quick acceleration-wise. I think he's going to be best at guard, but the Steelers do need tackle help the most, so that's probably where he'll start his career. Now 21, I think the Miami Dolphins, they're also going to need some offensive line help. Graham Barton's another great option that can move onto the interior if needed. He's kind of like the boring pick of the draft, but the surefire pick. I think he'll be a good fit to whatever team does grab him. Here I have the Dolphins going with him so far. 22. Now the Eagles have been making crazy move. They traded for Bryce Huff from the Jets this free agency offseason. I do not think that they'll go edge. I think they might go corner, shore up the secondary, get Nate Wiggins, an absolutely explosive man, one of the best athletes in the draft. He is pretty wiry. I don't know if he's going to be able to put a lot more weight on the frame that he does have, but I think that his athleticism will make up for it. But here we have 23, the Houston Texans. Now the Houston Texans, they do have Nico Collins. They do have Tank Dell, but I do think they need another third receiver option. I think that'll be Brian Thomas Jr. Absolute speed demon, big arms. He can get up there and make the catch. He's going to be the perfect medium route guy for the Houston Texans that'll allow Tank Dell to just eat up the slot underneath route. Here at 24, we do have the Dallas Cowboys. Now, they did lose Tony Pollard in free agency, but there aren't many good first-round backs here. I do think that they're going to go and shore up the offensive line for when Tyron Smith does eventually retire. Tyler Guyton at Oklahoma is probably going to be the best option. I think, he's a pretty big guy, 6'8". He has, all the tools and traits wanted. He just needs to, grow on that potential and, show what he can do. Now, 25, I think that the Packers, they're going to need some help on the defensive line, give a few interior options. I think Jerzon Newton is the perfect fit for the Green Bay Packers. He's kind of going to be a little bit of a smaller B.J. Raji, just try and get on the interior and mess some stuff up. Great pass rusher. He plays lower than his man, and he's always grinding. Now here, 26, I do have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are going to be losing Ryan Jensen. He did retire, so I think they're going to need to find the next center. That'll be Jackson Powers Johnson out of Oregon. He was named the top center in college football last season. He is also only been a starter for 1 year, so that is, take that with the good or take that with the bad. He's only played for 1 year, but he's also been the very best center in the entire league in that 1 year. So I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be okay with that lack of experience, and I think he'll be their day one starter next season at center. Now we have the Arizona Cardinals on the clock. Again, 27. They did get Marvin Harrison Jr. earlier in the draft, but I do think they need to shore up the opposite end. Kool-Aid McKinstry, best name in the draft, easy. Oh, yeah. He likes to crowd the receiver at the line of scrimmage. His speed gives him some good time to catch up. If he does, get beat off the line or make a mistake, he can, get back there and disrupt the pass, maybe not get a pick. That's his big thing. He does not get turnovers. He only got 2, I believe, last season in college, so something to grow on there for his game. But excellent speedster, aggressive guy. He'll be a good fit for the Cardinals. Now at 28, Bills, they did just lose Gabe Davis. I think Josh Allen wants another weapon. I think A.D. Mitchell is going to be the perfect fit. Sought after combo, size and speed. You don't really find the wide receiver. He just needs to develop into a complete player. Route running, could be better. But also not someone you could count on in the run game. But I think he'll be the perfect option for the Bills here just to replace Gabe Davis. Now 29, the Detroit Lions. They did lose C.D. Deuce, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I think they're going to find the top safety in the draft at Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota. He has great ball range. He's pretty instinctual in making plays, but he is more of a zone coverage guy. He does also lack some top-end speed. Why is this draft taking so long? What's going on? I made the pick. You guys saw me make the pick. But Tyler Nubin, 29 to the Lions. Okay, there we go. Finally let the Lions draft Tyler Nubin. Now, 30. Find ourselves with the Baltimore Ravens. I think they're going to want to shore up the offensive line, help Lamar out. I think they're going to go with the big man, Jordan Morgan, tackle out of Arizona. Had a great game against Latu earlier this season in Arizona. I think he, has just dominated him that game. He really shows you what he can be when he really plays excellent. But the thing is, he's going to need to learn to control his body. There's some great pass rushers in the NFL, so just he needs to learn the experience moves, how to defeat those, and he could be a perfect option for years to come. Now, San Francisco, I think they're going to want to help out the offensive line as well. I think they're going to need to shore up the right tackle side. They're going to go with Kingsley Suamataia how you say that last name, I don't know, Kingsley Big K out of BYU. He originally 5-star recruit, committed to Oregon out of high school. Great NFL size. Couldn't find the play time there. Transferred to BYU where he got a couple years of experience. And at 32, finally, Super Bowl champ, Kansas City Chiefs. Going to get their speed weapon, Xavier Worthy, the NFL record man. I think he's getting the John Ross walked so he could run treatment. Kansas City has a pretty, bad wide receiver core. I think that the speed of Xavier Worthy is the reason that they're going to go with him over the other great wide receiver options that they do have in the draft. But that is my 32 player selected first mock draft of the offseason. I'll probably do another one in a couple weeks with an updated after, pro day results, everything like that, free agency moves. So let me know what you think.